Railway staff has foiled attempts by the unidentified miscreants to derail the train located in the Nepanagar in Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh's Nepanagar, the miscreants tried to derail a special train using detonators. As the train passed over the detonators, the driver became alert due to an explosion and promptly stopped the train. He informed the station master, preventing a potentially deadly accident. The conspiracy involved the placement of 10 fog detonators on the tracks. Now, this in fact comes as more incidents of attacks has come in the recent days, as incidents of attacking the railways and in fact the trains on the tracks has been increasing in the days. Top officials from the anti-terrorism squad, that is the ATS and the National Investigation Agency, railways and local police have inspected the site. In the second incident, a big conspiracy was hatched to derail a train at the Prempur railway station between Kanpur and Prayagraj in UP. A 5 kg gas cylinder was kept on the railway track. Upon seeing it, the loco pilot applied emergency brakes and stopped the goods train. Otherwise, a big incident, of course, could have happened. Now, these are a few incidents that have happened in the past few months, as more and more attacks are now continuing in the days over attack on the railways and the tracks as well. All right, viewers, joining me right now is a railway expert, T.S. Ramakrishnan. I appreciate you speaking to NewsX, sir. Thank you for giving us your time. You know, in this given view, what we can understand is that there is, of course, a mounting fear over the security of maintaining the arrangements and ensuring that railways, as the entire ecosystem and infrastructure is concerned, remains safe. Not just, in the inside, but what happens on the tracks. This is just one of the recent incident, but at this given point of time, it remains to be a big cause of worry as to how safe are the passengers, and not just the passengers. There is the railway staff, there are the pilots, and there are, of course, in the vicinity as well. There is in railway tracks in India, there are people who are also living around. If an explosion happens, if there is an attack, if there is any kind of purported attack that is to be made, what exactly is going to be, the way forward to manage and deal with such a intense crisis?
Seems to be 10 detonators, or what they call it as firecrackers, that were placed on the tracks in 1 meter distance. And as soon as the driver passes there, actually it exploded, and then he immediately applied the brakes, and that's how the whole story has come to the world. And then people have gone there and then started investigating about it. So apart from, whether it is a very serious incident or it's a very light incident, that is a matter of not concern for us. But essentially, what we have to see is these kind of smaller activities has been increasing. It may be, due to miscreants, or due to, any planned attack, or some kind of what I call it as pilot projects for bigger explosion at a later point of time. So we don't know what all are they all interconnected, or are they all isolated incidents? We are not sure about that. Certainly, the investigation is also very difficult to take things forward, because they are all happening at different places, and then there is hardly enough evidence to capture the culprits and then investigate on them. So the best thing is for railway is now actually to prevent these instances. So they need to actually work on war footing manner, and the railway board should now concentrate on how to avoid these kind of instances before any major untoward incident happens. Say once a major untoward incident happens, the blame will be on railways and then on the government. Nobody is going to accept the fact that it is the work of criminals, it is the work of miscreants, or it is the work of terrorists. That kind of argument will not hold water if any untoward incident happens. So my sense is that it is a responsibility of the railway board to see that why this is happening and what all are the ways to overcome this. Then investigation, let the investigation happens from the Railway Protection Force, RPF police, and then state police, and then national investigating agencies. But we don't know where it will culminate, whether it will culminate in finding out the culprits and then cause behind that, or whether it is going to lead nowhere. That is also we don't know. But the question is about the safety. You asked about the safety of the people who are living around that, and the people of the safety of the crew who are working on the tracks for maintaining the railway systems, and then the passengers themselves. So these kind of things can be perilous to everybody involved in that railway, those who are either operating on railways, or whether who are traveling by railways or living nearby railways. So these things are, as to be addressed head on by the railway board. They need to work out a systematic plan for this, how they are going to use the technology for, preempting this, and that's how the whole problem needs to be addressed. Investigation, let it happen, and let us see how things are, revealing. Who is the culprit? What is the cause behind that? Is it just a act of miscreant, or it's a big scheme of things? We don't know. We have to wait and see.
Sir, also because when you are saying about how in fact these incidents have led to a threat as far as we understand for the safety of the passengers and for the people who are traveling through railways, it has one of the largest network across the nation. There are people ranging from every class and community, they get on board to it. And at this given point of time, what is exactly the measures, when we talk about it, that can be taken and also implemented to refrain to becoming a victim of such attacks? Has there been a much thought exercise over how the tracks can be in fact made more safer? There has to be more security deployment across the railway tracks, because as we are talking in this given point of time, there is only a complete increase as we talk about the incidents, and this in fact instills a lot of worry as to what is causing this. Is there a threat from the outside? And if at all there is, there has to be complete analysis of how to prevent it as far as the security of the civilians is concerned.
Yeah, you are right actually. See, whenever any crime in a city or in a place increases, what the police does, they do more patrolling. The same thing holds good for railways also. They must do more patrolling, and the gangman and other people who are involved in that have to do more patrolling at more regular intervals, and thereby keep a check on who plays havoc on the railway tracks. So that is immediate solution, and the railway may have to employ some additional workforce, maybe from from railways, or by hiring people from outside and training them and then putting it. So this is one way of doing it. Patrolling, more patrolling on the tracks. So every day, at every 2 hours, if you patrol, then certainly the number of you can easily find out if there is some miscreants playing havoc in the tracks. The second thing is using technology. That's a reasonably medium term and long term solution, where we use drones and many other things, and thereby putting sensors at various places, so that you need to invent and you need to reinvent. So it is not like it is not a business as usual scenario. We can't be like the past, because now with the kind of things happening, especially with reference to the safety and security of the railway systems, the railway also have to reinvent and then find a new technological solution. As I have said, drone is one thing, then putting a lot of sensors at different places, so that anything goes wrong at any point of time should be immediately, you don't have to even physically present there to, identify that. So this is a systematic work, and then it requires reasonably long time. You can't introduce drones and AI-based sensors all of a sudden. It requires another 6 months now, 1 year to do that. But in the meanwhile, people have to, railway has to do more patrolling as a short-term measure.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.